everyone, this is Ramona coming back at you. Today I want to talk to you about something that's a little bit serious, but not too serious. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about how it is to be a mulatto, somebody who is half black, half white, living in a black or white world, right? As I say, living in a black or white world, because basically, from the way I see it growing up, you have to choose which circle to run with, because there are, oh great, somebody's like commenting, because there's a choice to be had. You have to either hang out with the white girls or the white friends, or you have to hang out with the black friends, because, you know, intermixing them is a no-go. I'm not saying that, like, you can never mix the two, but, like, you can, but it's a very rare thing, you know what I mean? So basically you just have to hang out with people who, like, for me, this is my own experience. I'm not talking about anybody else's experience, because I don't know how it is for them. But, yeah, I mean, I'd either have to hang out with people who look like me, or who are mulattoes just like me. So what does that mean? I have to hang out with either Puerto Ricans, because I look Puerto Rican. Everybody thinks I'm Puerto Rican. Plus my name's Ramona on top of that. So I have been accused of not being a proud Puerto Rican. They were like, girl, you look Puerto Rican. Your name's Ramona, huh? And, so what are you embarrassed about? I'm like, listen, if I was Puerto Rican, I just knocked on my thing. If I was Puerto Rican, I'd be proud of that fact. I love Puerto Ricans. I think they're spicy. I love their culture. I love how they act. I like how they do. You know, I love their language. You know. I just broke up with somebody who's a Puerto Rican. Okay, I love Puerto Ricans, but I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm not going to say that I am something that I'm not, you know. And plus I'd say that my last name is Hurley, which is Irish, a pure Irish name. Very proud of my last name. Very proud. But nobody wants to hear it. So I didn't hang out with like a lot of black people growing up, and the reason that is because the majority of my childhood I grew up in all white communities. So I was just used to hanging out with white people. So whether I was living with my godparents, definitely white community, and then with my mom, because I went back and forth living with my godparents or my mom. So I had, like, those are the three people who raised me. And so my mom lived in Charlestown, and my godparents lived in Everett. And then when I was with them, in the summer times, we would go vacation. We spent the entire vacation in New Hampshire, Maine, New Hampshire. And so those were like all white communities. Not now, I think like now they're melting pots, but like me when I was growing up, it was like white Townsville, both places, in Charlestown and Everett, all white, you know. So this is all that I knew and all that I was really comfortable with. I never got, I remember the first time seeing a black man. I mean, it's not my first time, because my dad passed away when I was 2 years old, so obvious, but I don't remember him so much, you know, I don't remember him at all. So obviously there was black people in my surroundings. I just never paid attention. I just remember that one time I was with my godmother, and we were at a station waiting for the bus, and there was this man big man. He was black, tall, must have been like 6'5", maybe to me because I was little, you know what I mean? And I remember seeing his big feet. Oh my God, he was like dressed to the nines too. And I'm laughing because I don't know if he was a pimp. I have no idea. Oh my God, that's so mean. But because I remember my eyes following from his feet, because I remember seeing the big ass feet, and I looked up his pant legs, slowly looking up, and he had like pinstripe suit on, and I'm looking up and looking up and looking up and looking up and looking up forever and ever, and I'm just like staring at him like, and then he had like this hat, like a nice hat, but like it had a feather out of it. Now mind you, this is back in the 70s, okay? I don't know how old I was, but this was like in the 70s, this is how people dress, so I don't know. But I was like looking up like this, like, my mouth was open like this. And then Rosemary was like this, and I got up. She was like, do you know him? I'm like, no, huh? What? Yeah, huh? She was like, do you know him? I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I didn't answer like that, but I'm like, she probably thought maybe I did know him because of, know him, maybe because of my mom. My mom, you know, my mom was a hippie at one point. My mom was a lot of things, but I don't want to go into that. She was a hippie, a bike rider, and that's why my godparents like spent a lot of time raising me. Yeah, my mom was like off the hook. Okay, so but yeah, so this was, you know, who I was used to hanging around, and but I remember my first racist experience. So, vacation time, we're in New Hampshire, and we have like a little home up there, and so, which is like pretty close, it's like it's kind of like a small village kind of thing in, I don't know how to explain it, but okay, so I decided to put on my bathing suit, and I had like my little bathing suit, zipper up, what do you call those, like a bathrobe, it's like a bathrobe, but it's not a bathrobe, it's like just something you put on while you walk to and from the beach. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. But anyways, I was walking down this dirt road, and I'm going down to the river. Not a river, a pond. And I love going down to the pond. And these were the days where your kid can actually go off by themselves, and you don't have to worry about your kid. Like, you know. So, yeah, I just remember walking down there. I had my little beach. Oh, what is my words tonight? I had like my little beach towel bag. It's really cute. I had a little visor on, my little shades, my sun hat. I think it was like a sun hat, a big floppy sun hat. And so I was walking down to the beach, and all of a sudden, I don't know if I was walking down to the I keep saying beach, but because it was like a beach. It was like, it had sand and everything, but it was a pond, okay? So I was walking down to the pond. I don't know if I was walking to the pond or I was walking from the pond, but all of a sudden I hear a bicycle coming. It's like, because it's like a dirt road, and you can hear the tire scraping into the gravel, and all of a sudden I got knocked down, and he did a wheelie on my back. I think it was like, not a wheelie, but like the wheel actually skidded on my back, on my skin, and it had like pebbles in it, and my skin and everything was terrible. And he had said, you know, go back where you came from. I'll never forget that. That was like my first race like experience, and that was not cool. That is not cool, because I was little then. I don't know how old I was. I should ask my mom how old I was. really young, like 6, 7 maybe, 6 or 7, really young. But anyway, I don't know how old I was, but really young. Maybe not 6, but 7. Old enough to know better. And I don't know if it affected me too much at that point, because it was kind of like more of a shock to me, and I just didn't really know what was going on, because I've never been treated in a way, in a manner of not, I never felt like an outsider. I never felt like I was different. You know what, I knew I was different, but I didn't know to the extent that other kids my own age might, because they're either darker or they're in that environment. But I was from the suburbs, or from the country, suburbs, country, and so they just didn't have that mentality. I don't know, like, and also I was a loner, so I didn't play with the other kids. So when I was living in the suburbs, it was like, I'd play with the other kids. So I don't know if they never invited me over because of my skin color, or they just never bothered to come over. But I've always been a loner. I liked being alone. I liked playing by myself, so that wasn't a problem. I'd see them over there playing, but I was just like, I would go in my own backyard and play with the dog. Or I'd go to my auntie's house, which was like really like adjacent. She lived across the street over, and we'd make like chocolate lollipops. She had like these molds and roses and some shapes, and we would make chocolate. She always made like chocolate lollipops on the stick, or she would make pickled, sweet pickles. Sweet pickled pickles. I don't know, I remember her from that. Alright, so that was like one of my experiences. And then like growing up, I had like some other experiences where if I go into like, this is now when I'm a teenager. So I remember going into stores where like stupid rent-a-cop would follow me around. And I'm not just talking about him like being on one side of the aisle and I'm all the way in the next and he's watching me from a distance. He would follow me. This was at a CVS store. He would follow me so close behind that if I were to turn around, which I've had a few times, I would smack right into him. And he didn't even care if I knew that he was following me. He didn't care about my feelings, didn't care. He just treated me like I was a dog and he wanted me out of the store. Tried to make me feel uncomfortable enough that I need to be out of the store. And the funny thing is, you know, ignorance, man. It's so ignorant. The funny thing is that in the community, this is with my mom. So this is like in Charlestown. I mean, Jamaica Plain. And in this community, it's really like a mixed community. There are white people mostly, and then there are some black people. It's like it's more of like a gay and family community. It's funny. They have it's just known for like it's a gay community, family community. In the outskirts of JP, we have the like Puerto Ricans. A lot of Puerto Ricans in that area. They probably thought that I was Puerto Rican, so he was being racist on me for something I wasn't even. I'm not even. So he'd probably be even more racist towards me if he knew that I was black. You know, it's funny because people don't think that I'm black, and but I do get racist comments. Now, I haven't had like a whole lot of racist, you know, things happening to me. You know, it's just like. I remember socially, I do remember socially, there's like social rules, like in high school, where, again, you know, you can only be, I just felt there was like, you had to pick and choose who you're going to hang out with. And I know that now I'm more urbanized. You know, like I'm more urban. I'm more streetwise and more streetwise. But like I was very close to my childhood. When I was in high school, my mentality, the way that I act, you know, my English was like perfect, very proper, because, you know, I was raised in a community where you act a certain way, certain things were expected of you, and I would also talk a certain way, and very quote unquote white. I acted white, as my friends would say. Like, you act white. You act white. Why you acting white? And I would like look at them like not to be rude or anything, but I'm like, I'm not acting, I am white. You know, and I wasn't trying to be sarcastic about it or anything like that. I am white. I thought she was black. Well, I'm like, well, I am black. They're like, oh, well, you know, so they seemed more, they would seem really confused. Like, they didn't know how to accept me. You know, the white people didn't really want to accept me because I was confusing to them. You know, you don't look white. You don't look fully white, but you act white. Why are you acting white? And some of them, they get really upset with me, like, why are you acting that way? Why are you acting that way? And I'm like, well, I can't change who I am, and I can't change the way that I speak, or the way that I dress, or the way that I act. You know, this is not an act, this is who I am. So that was really upsetting that, you know, they didn't really want to put me under, they didn't want to, like, accept me, because though I acted white, I didn't look white to them. I didn't look white enough. The black people who I knew, they didn't want to accept me at all because I didn't look black enough, and I definitely acted very. I'm using the word act because apparently, you know, that was like a major thing. I wasn't being myself back then, they say. I was acting because, you know, they couldn't comprehend what I was, what I am. So I'm putting on a show. Their minds couldn't comprehend what they see and how I presented myself. So they didn't want to deal with it. They just didn't want to deal with it. I did have like some friends who, I didn't, you know, and the funny thing is that I didn't feel a whole lot comfortable hanging out with black people, and that was because I think I was curious and I was interested. Like I wanted to be accepted by them, because I'm like, this is not fair. Why can't they accept me? I'm one of you. I'm black, and I just laughed at them about that. And then white people as well. So do you understand? So like I never fit in with one or the other. So basically, I would fit in with people who were my own kind, which meant that I was half black, mulatto. So everybody that I hung out with was either mulatto or Puerto Rican. And I had like some black friends, and they kind of liked me but didn't really like me. And even though I would have been an amazing good friend to anybody, anyone, I was just a good person, just really, really good people. Just a really good person. But, you know, like I noticed that, you know, people, even with my mulattoes, they don't really want to talk about their racist experience because, you know, you couldn't possibly, Ramona Hurley, which is me, couldn't possibly understand where they came from, which, you know, they didn't want to guide me with something like that. So whenever something, even my mulatto friends, like I said, if they ever had a racist experience, they don't want to go to another mulatto. They want to go to somebody who's gonna understand, which is one of their black friends. And I did the same thing, like, you know, oh, but you couldn't understand. And it's just that teenage mentality, that's the youth mentality. But yeah. But also, when a black person would have that experience, they don't want to go to somebody like me because they couldn't possibly understand what they've experienced. And I had to let them know, I'm like, I've experienced stuff like that. I have. Maybe not that much, but I have. My brother did. My brother experienced. He had stones whipped at him, you know, on the way to school and stuff like that. But he was born in the '60s, so that was like a different era. By the time I came along, the people in my community loved my mother. They loved my godparents. And there was no. And they were very prominent in that community. They worked in the community center. They did a lot of charity work. Everybody knows each other by name. You know, when you walk down the street, you know, the cops will say, you know, oh, hello, like, it's like, hi, you know, I don't want to say my mom's name, but like, hi, Miss Hurley. And they'll say that to my godparent. You know, everybody was on the first name basis. Everybody knew each other like that. So I kind of just never had to experience the racist part because they treated me like, not all of them, because I got some looks from some, like, you know, at the Boys and Girls Club, I got, you know, treated wrong there, ostracized, kind of, even from the teacher, the counselors there. That was another thing, I forgot about that, yeah. So, okay, so I know this video is going to be long, so what? I don't care. You watch my other videos, don't you?
Yeah.
That was really hot. So, I had a friend, this is now when I was about 13, I say I was about 13 years old, and I had a friend who I would see during the summertime, and I've known her for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 summers. And she's significantly dark skin. When I say dark, I mean dark skin. Her skin was like the darkest brown that you can possibly see. It's just, think of the darkest brown. And then in the summertime, when she got a tan, she's black now. And I mean, when I say black, I don't mean a dark brown. I'm talking about black. This is black. Black. So I didn't think anything wrong. Right? I didn't think anything wrong about it. I don't know. I liked her as a person. She was pretty cool people. She was all right. She wasn't the greatest, but basically, you know, I treated her based on who she was. Sorry, I just spilled something. I'm gonna have to clean it up later. Okay. So, okay. You know, and I remember going to that community because this is like, not the greatest of communities. Okay, this is where I'd go and spend like weekends at my friend's house and stuff like that, because that's where they were. But excuse me. But so Lisa was one of them, and oh, I said the person's name. Doesn't matter because she's never gonna watch this. I'll tell you why. So and if she does, I apologize. She'll know who she is, but other people won't. Okay, so this is like a childhood friend. So anyways, I seen her on, she came, saw me, looked me up on Facebook. Now, before that, like, I had seen her around, you know, in my neighborhood, in my community, she didn't look like she had such an easy life. She looked really, like, I don't know, drugged up, torn down, snapped in. And at that time, you know, I had just dropped all the people out of my life, all my friends out of my life, because I was a party girl. And then when I got pregnant, I had my first child, I said, you know what, I can't have my party people in my life. I need to focus. I need to go to school, go to college, get my education, get my stuff together, and blah, blah, blah. And I know I couldn't do that if I had influences around me. So they were just, you know, I had kicked everybody out in my life, okay? And so I saw her there. I just, you know, she looked like she partied, she looked like she partied a little. I didn't do drugs. Apparently she did. She looked like that bad, really skinny, what have you, whatever. So I've seen her around. But, so years later, I mean, and when I say years later, like decades later, so I seen her, I mean, she got hold of me on Facebook. So I was on Facebook for a while. I put my notes up there, I have my, notes on Facebook, and I put a lot of my poetry, not a lot of them, but I have some poetry up there and some short stories that I wrote. Some are public, some are not public, because they're just not public kind of material. And so I had put this one, I was having some issues with drama on my Facebook, and I don't like drama, not too much. I like drama, but not like other people like drama, you know, not when it's about me. And the drama was sleeping onto my page. My friends had the drama, and then all of a sudden, you know, you are who you hang out with, so to speak. They thought I was drama, they were trying to bring it to my page. And I'm like, no, not. And I was in the process of, like, cutting people off my page. I didn't want all that on my page. So I made this poem just for the fun of it, you know, which maybe was adding to the drama, and it went something, very, very short poem. I'm going to read it to you right here. There's a reason why I'm telling you. So this is called For My Haters. I wrote, falling black angels die one at a time. They are purely disgusting to the great divine. Angelic great beauty, such am I. Crush the unholy and make them cry. One more down and some more to go. My friends list is on the make of getting purified. So, yeah. But anyways, so she had seen this poem, and she put me on blast. She got on my page, she started ripping me to shreds verbally, and she was like, oh, you think that you're all that? You think that you're all that, so you're racist, huh, Ramona? You're a racist. And I'm like, whoa, where's this coming from? She was like, yeah, I was reading your notes, and I came across that poem about falling black angels, that they're disgusting. Oh, really? And you're so angelic because you're white? You think that you're so awesome because you light-skinned? Well, I'm going to put you on blast. I'm going to let everybody know, all of your friends, that you ain't white. You're only half white, but you're a sister. And I'm like, wow. I was like, wow, that's just great. I was like, look at the number on look at my friends list. I was like, I probably had about 84 at that time. I probably had like 84 people on my friends list, and I let her know. I was like, the people who I know on here, honey, they know what I am. I'm half black, I'm half white. Not only do they know that, but they know that I'm African and that I'm Irish. That not only do they know that, but they know that my grandparents come straight over from South Africa, and my godparents come from keep on saying my godparents. My grandparents come from Ireland, so I'm straight up Irish and I'm straight up African. So I was like, there's nothing for me to hide. If I'm, you know, they all already know that. I think that she was upset because, you know, I am light skinned, and at that time I had blonde hair. And when I say blonde hair, it was like very blonde, almost like a honey blonde. It's really pretty, I think. But anyway, she tried to put me on blast, and I was like, you're not putting me on blast, sweetie. I was like, yeah, everybody knows what I am. I'm not trying to hide anything. But I think that she clearly was upset with me because, you know, because there were other things that she was like coming at me, you know, with, and she also had her cousin come on and put me on blast as well. Like, you know, coming to my page and, you know, trying to rip me to shreds. And I'm like, you know, what is your problem? She was like, oh, you think that you're better for me. I forget everything that she had said, but it was nothing nice. Not everything ugly. Really, really ugly. She was like, black just like me. Black just like me. And I'm like, yes, I am. I have nothing to hide. People know who I'm at, and I don't, and I'm very proud of me. I'm proud of myself. I don't know what your problem is. She was like, how can you write that poem, Following Black Angels? I'm like, listen, I go, that poem was because I'm having issues with people on my Facebook page, haters, and I'm calling those people who are just drama queens and drama kings, you know, I just call them black angels. And my good people are the white angels. That white equals good and black angels not nice, evil. Not that they're evil, you know what I mean. That's not nice people. And I wrote that poem. I thought it was funny. It has nothing to do with skin color. And people were jumping up on my Facebook and supporting me and saying, whoa, Ramona, like, who's that person? I'm like, somebody who's hating on me, somebody who's got problems. I clearly knew what it was, is that, which I don't come down on her, but being a part of society, I know that she got, like, the raw end of the deal, and she probably, I don't think that it was the fact that she was jealous of me. I think it's the fact that I think what she's focusing on was the unfairness of that she gets treated like shit throughout her entire life based on her skin color. And it is unfair. It's very unfair. And it makes me angry that people do that. I think it's disgusting. And until this day, until this day, when I see people making racist comments, just tonight, I was going grocery shopping, and I didn't see the person who said it, but obviously the person was white, and she got angry at somebody else and had yelled, "Hey! Why don't you go back? Why don't you go back from where you came from? Go climb some trees, you monkey." You know, I was just like, people are just so nasty. It's disgusting. I kind of giggled, not because of what she said, but the fact of, damn, that's ignorance. And she made herself look really stupid saying that. You know. Nobody thought it was funny. Nobody thinks that you're cute. Everybody looks at you and they'll let you no. And other people who do this, people are looking at you like you're crazy. Nobody thinks you're clever or smart or funny. And if people are like giggling like I did, it's because we're laughing at you, not at your joke. Because it's not funny. It's stupid. So, yeah. So it is, you know, I understand that it's really hard coming from a place of being either just black or being mulatto. That's really hard for me to, I had a hard time, like I don't know if I finished that up about me fitting in high school, but eventually I didn't have any white people in my community. I didn't have any, oh my God, all my friends were like mixed, and if not, I remember Clint. What up, Clint? I don't know if you'll ever, people, you never know if people watch your videos or not, but he was all white, but he was down with the blacks, the whites, mulattoes, the Puerto Ricans, whatever, you know, like he was, you know, some people are just down with it and don't care. I think he wanted to be like, I don't know, like he was just down. And so that's who I had to hang out with, because if I once had any like black friends, this wasn't going to happen. They didn't accept me, they really didn't. And the white people didn't accept me either. I just got to a point where I just couldn't relate to them anymore. Because they weren't accepting of me. I wasn't in my safe community growing up anymore, where everybody knew me and everybody who knew me was white, and so like I knew that's who I felt comfortable with. Now that I was older, they didn't accept me anymore, so I'm just like, bye, like, I can't relate to you anymore, I'm different. And it's not, you know, and it's sad. It's sad that we all have to fall into categories and groups. But that's basically how it rolls. That's how it is to be a mulatto. And, yep. So, okay, so that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, and you can leave your opinions, and how was your experience, you know, growing up, if you yourself are mulatto. I would love to hear from you. So don't forget to please subscribe, add me on Google+, if you comment on my videos, and I'll add you, and I don't know, I have to figure out in Google+, but I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to have people in my circle. Okay, so everybody have a good night. Okay, bye. Peace.